the structure of Dante's universe starts from the universe of Ptolemy, you know, the Greek Ptolemy, with the Earth at the center of the universe, and then 9 spheres turning. So the Earth is fixed in the center, and 9 spheres turn around the Earth. So the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, the fixed stars, and the primo mobile. Okay, so these are the 9 spheres, which actually, well, apart from the primo mobile, all the others come from Ptolemy. So that structure is from Ptolemy. But the nice thing, and actually the very surprising thing, is that actually Dante extends that structure beyond the primo mobile. So what happens is that when Dante gets to the primo mobile with Beatrice, he looks back and sees all the spheres, you know, with the Earth down far at the center. Okay? Then this is the end of the, I think it's the 27th canto of the Paradise. Then at the beginning of the next, so the 28th, he looks at the other side and he sees something symmetric, completely symmetric. So 9 spheres, one inside the other, with a very bright point at the center, which is God. Okay? So that's the way that Dante explains it. Of course, there are other details, but we will come to that. But this symmetric structure, immediately after Einstein, there was a Swiss mathematician, physician, mathematician, Andreas Speiser. He wrote an article in German pointing out the similarity between the structure of Dante's universe and Einstein's hypersphere. And then, so this was 1925. You know, Dante's, Einstein's theory of general relativity is 1915. So right. Only 10 years later, not very much later. So immediately, in fact, very soon, people noticed. And in fact, there is a very nice article by an American mathematician, mathematics, Mark Peterson, who appeared in the American Journal of Physics in 1979, I think, yes. And Mark Peterson, of course, he refers to Andreas Speiser, he knew about that. And his article is really very nice. Of course, he puts some of the equation of Einstein's hypersphere, but he cites also all the parts of the Divine Comedy where the similarity appears. What's important is the fact that Dante in the Divine Comedy, he says that it doesn't matter where they've reached the primo mobile, Beatrice and him. It doesn't matter. On the other side, they would have seen the same thing. This is very interesting because it is actually linked to the hypersphere concept. So the question is, how could Dante get to this? He didn't know about Einstein, of course not. How could he get to this? And the answer, I mean, the let's say tentative answer, but I'm quite sure, anyway, has to deal with the fact. So the answer has to deal with the fact that in medieval times, spherical geometry was quite well known, probably even better than Euclidean geometry. I explain you briefly. Euclidean geometry has to do with parallel cubes, the theorem of Pythagoras, and other things like this, okay? We all know about that. Spherical geometry is completely different. It deals with the geometry on the surface of a sphere, for example, like the surface of the Earth. And on the surface of the Earth, there are no parallels. You know, a line on a sphere is a maximum circle, and there are all maximum circles cross each other. Yeah, so there are no parallels. If you take a triangle on a sphere, the sum of the angles is more than 180 degrees, like it is in Euclidean geometry. Pythagoras theorem does not hold. So it is completely different. One has to realize this. So at medieval times, it was well known. Why? Because it is the geometry where we move, where we build, where we travel, where we, everything. It's the surface of the Earth. So it is important.